Hello everyone, I'm Ankit and you're watching Study IQ IS English. In our today's video, we'll understand that there are few communities in the state of Assam who are demanding the recognition under the scheduled tribe status as per the Constitution of India. So how does this demand, which is originating from six communities, creates problems in the existing ST structure in the state of Assam? That is what we are going to cover in our today's video. And the notes, if you want to download them, which I will be using in the class, they will be available on a particular Telegram channel called as ATS Live. And while you're at it downloading the notes, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel also. So let us understand why are we dealing with this topic. Now, a representative group of Assam's existing scheduled tribes, they have rejected the state government's recommendation of granting ST status to six more communities who have long agitated for this particular status. Now, the existing ST communities, they have expressed their anxieties, they have expressed their concerns over potential weakening of their political rights, and the six communities who are demanding the status, they have turned up their agitation or heat on the government so that at the earliest they get the benefits of these ST status. So in this regard, it is very important for us to understand how much portion of Assam's population constitutes the scheduled tribes. Now, if you can recall the previous census, that is 2011 census, it stated that the existing ST communities in the state of Assam constitute about 38.8 lakh in number, which means they are about 12.4% of the state's population. And the major ST tribes in the state of Assam include Bodo, Mishing, Karbi, Rabha, Sonwal Kachari, Lalung, Garo, as well as Dimasa. So these are the major tribes who constitute 38.8 lakh people in the state of Assam, recognizing about 12.4% of the total population of the state. Right? Now, to provide them with certain benefits, Assam recognizes these communities and provides them reservations under two categories. First is ST Plains, who get 10% reservations in government jobs and educational opportunities. Similarly, ST Hills, they get 5% reservations. Now, what you need to remember, ST Hills here are limited to the tribes who inhabit Karbi Anglong, West Karbi Anglong, as well as Dima Hasao districts of Assam. Now, the quotas or the reservation benefits that are provided to these communities, ST Plains and ST Hills, it includes quotas or reservations in state government jobs and educational institutions. And political benefits is that in the State Legislative Assembly of Assam and in the Lok Sabha seats in Assam, they have gotten reservations. That is, 2 Lok Sabha seats are reserved for STs and 19 State Legislative Assembly seats are reserved for STs. So, these are the educational, employment as well as political benefits the ST gets, which are segregated into two categories in Assam, right? Now, there are 6 additional communities, including Tai Ahom, Chutia, Koch Rajbanshi, Moran, Moktok, and T tribes. They are currently recognized under the other backward classes communities, and naturally they get benefit which are provided to other OBC communities, which are 27% of total quotas. And these are the 6 communities who are now demanding that the Assam government grants them the ST status. Now, this demand originating from the 6 communities actually creates a very complex problem. What is this complex problem? Let us understand this. First is that collectively, these 6 communities, the ones we talked about in the last slide, they constitute about 1 crore people, which is much larger than the existing ST communities. Existing ST communities are how much? About 38.8 lakhs. And these 6 new communities, they constitute 1 crore people. So they are far larger than the existing population. And when you simply add these people to the existing ST quotas, it would dilute or it would lessen the kind of benefits that are available to existing ST communities, right? So this is the problem number 1, that is dilution of benefits given to existing communities when you add new people who are much larger in number to the ST benefits. Second problem is recognition of ST status. Now, there were previously 2 committees, that is 1947 Joint Remote and 1965 Advisory Committees, who examined their social status, their educational status, and excluded them from the list of STs. And later on, after agitation, these 6 communities that we are considering today, they were classified as other backward classes by the National Commission for Backward Classes, which earlier was a statutory body. Now it has gotten a recognition of constitutional body. So these are the 6 communities we are talking about. Additionally, the other problem that has been created is the existing ST bodies. They insist that ST status is a constitutional recognition of few specific traits that are meant for scheduled tribe people. According to ST bodies, scheduled tribe peoples are categorized as such because they show certain characteristics, which includes their relative isolation, which shows their distinctive culture, which highlights that they have limited integrated with the mainstream society, and highlights their social vulnerability. So this is the trait which any community should exhibit in order to grant or in order to achieve benefits meant for scheduled tribes. Now it is argued, on the other hand, that the new 6 communities, which includes Thai Ahoms, they are very powerful politically in the state of Assam. For that matter, historically, Thai Ahoms have ruled Assam for nearly 600 years, and they constitute what is called as a political elite in the state. And naturally, these Thai homes do not exhibit traits which are usually associated with scheduled tribe populations, right? So this is why the demands have become quite complex. On one hand, some people are demanding ST benefits. On the other hand, existing ST communities are unsure. They are afraid that their benefits will get lessened, their benefits will get diluted, right? Now let us understand what is Assam government's take or opinion on this matter. Now, whenever any government comes up with a problem, the natural solution that the government sees is to constitute a community, right? This community would solve the problem, it would analyze the problem, and then give solutions to address this problem, right? So Assam government constituted a group of ministers to frame recommendations on these kind of demands, and this group of ministers submitted their interim report 2 months before, that is in November 2025. Now in this GOM report, the ministers have concluded that they have found full justification for inclusion of these 6 communities in the ST status, and for that they have created a complex 3-tier classification of tribe structure in order to accommodate the demands of new communities who want to be recognized as ST status. So let us understand what is this 3-tier classification that will be made in the state of Assam. Now, existing classifications that I've told you is ST Hills and ST Plains, right? So these 2 categories will remain as such. So in ST Plains, which continues to provide benefits to tribes who are living in hill districts, this quota of 5% would remain unchanged, and the benefits that the people would get, they would remain protected. Similarly, in ST Plains, this is also remains mostly unchanged, which retains existing Plains ST communities, and their 10% quota remain protected. But what is different in this ST Plain quotas is that the smaller claimant groups from the 6 communities will be added to it, right? Now, what is the reason behind why we are adding smaller claimant communities to this ST Plain quota? We'll discuss this in matter of few slides, okay? Now, the new invention or the new innovation this group of ministers has created is that they want a introduction of a new category of STs called as ST valleys, and this would apply to the large claimant communities from the 6 communities who are demanding the same, right? So it includes Ahoms, Chutias, Tree types, Koch Rajbanshis, right? So they will be included in this new category which will be created called as ST Valley benefits. And to provide reservation, to provide quota benefits, there would be separate independent rosters and vacancy registers which would be created so that no encroachment on ST Plains or ST Hills quotas are done, and separate quotas are provided to the majority or the larger groups from the 6 communities, right? Now you must be thinking, how would government provide existing reservations, right? If you have to provide existing reservations, it would dilute the claim from the existing communities. So the new innovation that the government has proposed is that which these 6 communities who are already included in the OBC section, they will be taken out from OBC section and they will get a new ST Valley quota, and a proportionate share of quotas would be deducted from 27% OBC quotas, and this share would be recognized and reassigned as ST Valley. So the result of this innovation is that existing ST communities lose nothing, the quotas meant for OBCs would shrink, and as these communities would get ST benefits, it would ring fence their benefits from encroachment by other OBC communities, right? So this is the innovation group of ministers have suggested. They've also recommended something, right? Remember, I told you in ST plains, few of the smaller of these 6 communities will be added. So we'll discuss the reasons. These smaller of the communities include Moran, Moktok, and Koch Rajbanshis who are living in undivided Golpara region. Now they will be included in the ST plains instead of ST valley, and this would be conditional to no objection certificate, which will be provided by Bodoland Territorial Council. Now, why are these communities not added to ST Valley, or why are these communities added to ST Plains? There is a very good reason behind it. I told you these communities have a relatively smaller population as compared to the larger communities. Okay, so if you were to add them to ST Valley, this would marginalize them from a bigger pool, and therefore to protect their status, to ensure better access and representation benefits, they are being added to plain ST status and not to ST Valley status. Okay. Now, this group of ministers have also recommended few constitutional changes. What are these constitutional changes? Let us understand. I told you 2 seats of Lok Sabha in Assam are reserved for STs, right? Now, what this group of ministers suggest, that these 2 seats, that is Kokrajhar and Depu, should be reserved specifically for ST Plains and ST Hills respectively. Similarly, as the number of people belonging to ST communities would increase in the state of Assam, so they want additional Lok Sabha seats to be reserved for the newer ST communities, particularly the ST Valley communities. And to make all of these changes, the group of ministers have recommended that this change would require what? This change would require a constitutional amendment. Okay, so this is what is the impact on parliamentary constituencies. Now, in the start, I told you the existing communities of STs, they have rejected this proposal. So why are they against this proposal? Let us now cover that. Now, the first fear that this existing communities get is that their political representation would get eroded. Now, it is very important to know that communities, these 6 communities were already recognized as OBCs, and OBCs in India, they get reservations in jobs and they get reservations in schools and colleges. Okay. Now, on the other hand, OBCs do not get any political reservation. And when you provide these OBC communities the ST status, it would reserve their seats in Panchayat, Autonomous Council, Autonomous District Council, as well as state legislature. So the existing ST communities, they fear that a large populous communities where they will give political reservation by the virtue that they have superior numbers, they have access to more resources, they are more politically networked, they would dominate ST reserve constituencies. So the first problem existing communities have is that their political representation would get diluted because numerically large, socially more powerful communities are being added to the STs, which would provide them political reservation, which was not the case if they were recognized as OBCs. Second problem that these communities have is access to central government quotas. Now, I told you the group of ministers created a 3-tier ST reservation structures, but this is only applicable in the state of Assam. So the competition for jobs and education in Assam is protected because they have created 3 separate categories for STs and they would get their respective share of benefits. But when it comes to central government jobs and educational quotas, there is only a single national list meant for scheduled tribes. And when all communities from Assam, they would compete in the same list, and which would mean they would compete under one list and they would get the same benefits that the existing ST communities get. So existing ST communities, they fear that it will reduce their access to central jobs and educational institutions because it would witness more competition from a larger and socially advantaged groups that are these 6 communities who are demanding the ST status. Understood? Now, before we move to the practice question, which are PYQs from UPSC exam, I have a very important announcement. Today is 8th of July. We have already started a January batch yesterday where I am taking economy classes. Now, to join those batches, you can still take admission. You are being offered the best possible rate, that is 50% off, and the sale would end by the end of today. So, to get best rate possible, take admissions as soon as possible, and please understand, the more you delay taking admissions, it creates lesser chances for you to clear this exam. And if you use the code ATS Live, you will get added benefits, that is more discount even above what they are recommending you. Okay, and these batches are offered separately for students who are looking to give exams in 2027 and 2028. So decide accordingly and make a decision as soon as possible, and do not forget to use this code because it will fetch you maximum discounts and help you save a lot of money, either yours or your parents', right? Now, this is the question that I wanted you to solve. First is a PYQ that appeared in 2015. The provisions in 5th schedule and 6th schedule are meant in order to do what? Please do let me know the correct answer. And one more practice question that I've curated exactly on the lines of question that appeared in 2014. In 2014, a question appeared on Changpa community. Similarly, I've created a question now by Ahoms of Assam. Please do let me know the correct answers of both these questions in the comment section. You can see the question right here. And if you have any doubts, if you want to say anything, if you want to download the notes, this is the Telegram channel ATS Live. And students from Assam, people from Assam who is watching this video, please do let me know what you feel about this issue. Is the government doing right, or is government doing something bad? Please do let me know in the comments what you feel, and please remember, please be very civil about it. Okay, so this is all from my side. Please have a very good day and also very good night.